If you pay attention at all to the conservation world, from the big NGOs, even small NGOs, you'll find that a lot of them align to saving what we call charismatic species or big charismatic megafauna. Well, let's start off with what does that mean? Well, essentially, these are your tigers, your pandas, your poison arrow frogs. That's not really a big species, but it's charismatic. And so oftentimes NGOs and conservation organizations will align to very specific animals because not only do they draw public attention, but they act as umbrella species. So when we talk about saving tigers or saving gorillas, yes, we want to do that because of all the amazing ecotourism aspect of things, so we can go see it, so it funds and supports local communities. But the big thing here is that these species, these big charismatic megafauna, are known as umbrella species for the ecosystem. The long and the short of it is if we save those species, we save everything underneath them. And so just like an umbrella, you can imagine it protects you from the rain. This species protects everything in the ecosystem. So when we think about protecting biodiversity at a large scale, no, we're not going to go out and save every little species of bumblebee or dung beetle, even though they're crazy important. Every species of termite and ant. Fun fact, did you know that 30% of the world's biomass, meaning all material, living or dead, is made up by ants and termites? So they're very, very important to protect, but they're not going to gain the public attention, plain and simple. So when we think about conservation and why we align and think about and talk about saving these big charismatic megafauna, the polar bears, the lions, the elephants, isn't because they have an outsized ecosystem service themselves. Like they're not the ones giving us clean air. They're not the ones regenerating the soil and fixing nitrogen in the soil so plants can actually grow. They might contribute to that, but the big thing is that when you save elephants, or gorillas are a great example, when gorillas were really kind of saved, mountain gorillas back in the 70s, they saved every primate species underneath gorillas. They saved every dung beetle. They saved every little butterfly. They saved the plants in the forest. So when you protect a big species like that, the best way to do so is, of course, protect its habitat. It needs these forests. It needs acreage and the freedom to roam and have territories and food and prey and blah, blah, blah. We're not just talking about gorillas here. We're talking about panthers. We're talking about jaguars. They need massive home ranges. So when you save that species, you need to save the range, you need to save the habitat, and when you save the habitat, you save everything else underneath it. So that's the basic idea of why we see so much attention being given to these big species that may not have an outsized impact directly, but it's that umbrella effect where you save one thing and you save everything else underneath it in those ecosystems.